I really hate having to come on here, and talk about this sort of thing. I don't like having to use my platform to actually express, certain concepts like this because, unfortunately, it's just that the fact that I'm in the minority here on YouTube that kind of forces me to share an opinion. I will not drink Pibb Extra. If your business only serves Pibb Extra, I will take water. If you serve Dr. Pepper, I'd be happy to, order one as far as restaurants are concerned. And I have heard that restaurants tend to lose money on, water, but that's exactly why I'll do it anyways, because why would you not serve Dr. Pepper? Why would you have a contract that obligated you only to have Pibb Extra in stock? Like what's going on there? And it's likely a backroom deal where you've negotiated some kind of lower price on product to not serve your competitors' products. And I'm against that sort of thing. I think that these go against the spirit of capitalism and these anti-competitive endeavors. I am ultimately against them. And, I think there's plenty of room for people who prefer both options here. I don't think that, I need to be alone in that. I don't think that, the market is tiny or enough that it can't support both of us that prefer one option over the other. I mean, I definitely prefer Dr. Pepper over this Pibb Extra, and it sucks because I used to prefer Mr. Pibb. The old formulation of Mr. Pibb before it became Pibb Extra was actually better than Dr. Pepper. It worked, it was like you could barely tell them apart, but one just seemed to be a little bit sweeter than the other, and it ended up being a little bit better. But then they changed it to this Pibb Extra crap, and I don't get it. I mean, maybe the local markets moved on, or maybe America has largely, started to develop a different kind of taste. But I haven't. Mine's stayed exactly where it is, and it's not changed at all. I mean, I hated Barks root beer, for instance. I prefer A&W. I've long had that kind of view flavor-wise. When it comes to it, I don't like the bite to it. I don't know what the hell is going on with this Dr. Pepper, versus Pibb Extra crap. But apparently, like a bunch of people have come on and said, no, hands down, bars, nothing. I prefer Pibb. I prefer Pibb, and I'm like, yeah, no, you're wrong. Sorry. So I mean I had to say something, and I also to the gamers out here. I just got back from last night. I got my I hate that my video quality is so low, but this is literally a laptop, and so the audio. As my income level rises, I will definitely work on that. To you guys who have pointed that out, I hear you. I will work on that when I get paid and when I have money and I'm out of debt, when it's good for me to actually work on it. But I got back tonight from a game of Dungeons and Dragons. I went and I'm not a noob to RPGs and turn-based games, but I've never played a tabletop before except maybe once with my eldest sibling who didn't let me for the sake of time, because we joined in the middle of the game that they were playing, decided to just put together something that they could put together quickly and made me like a giant rat, basically. And that was all that I really was in their party. And so I've never actually been able to play until last night as a full party member. And I know that the people that were trying to advise me on how to play, told me that it would not make sense to play wizard as your first class. To join the party as a noob, as a wizard. They said that, and I mean, I know that they've got a point. I mean, what I would say is that it's not the easiest job to play in any of the games that I've played. I mean, but I've always been, that sort of elemental caster, sort of evoker that, deals damage to things, and even to the extent that, like, it turns into a, strategic job where you have to be smart about how you do things. That even then, I've had some intelligence about how to go about it. In that I, I'm I'm not so unexperienced with the job. Like I don't know how to use like Quake to put things in prone position and then attack them with your spells and how to actually think your way around the job in particular in other games. And I mean, it's not like my only experience with that job is in Final Fantasy either. I mean, I've had it in and played that sort of job in other MMORPGs and RPGs. Like it's been my thing, and so like I'm only new to TTRPGs. Like I'm a new to that system. I've never done that before until last night as a full party member, and while there's a lot of math involved in it, I don't mind. But I literally we have a local store that opened up a retro game trader, here in Hillsborough, basically, and it I've been availing myself of it and tapping the local community to play with some guys and gals. There's a few girls in the group too, you know. So I play with them. I started syncing up with that particular aspect of our local community, and I just got back from it. And if you see me glancing over my shoulder, I'm looking for my book, of the game. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's under my. So I got the player's handbook, and I took some notes from our game, which we all last night's session was all my first actual session as an actual player, but I can't believe this note got as much as crumbled up as it actually is. But I just advanced to level 4, and my handwriting is an atrocity against handwriting. So I don't think you can actually read it on the screen, but yeah, uh, I have absolutely abysmal handwriting. And I mean, the video quality is so low on my camera. I can't blame you if you can't actually. So those are both things to work on. I mean, like, look at this. Look how grainy it is. I can see it myself. I'm a blur here. So I hear you. This is a work in progress. Thank you. And I mean, I wanted to sign off with just to note that I prefer turn-based RPGs over the new emerging system. Octopath Traveler got 2 million sales. Like I don't know exact figures. And, um, Xenoblade is doing really well, and I mean, I feel like I'm under pressure because everybody else will come up here and say that like we don't prefer it, we like the new way, the emerging systems, and I mean, like I wouldn't say anything. I would not prefer to weigh in on these issues. I would prefer not to say anything about them except when everybody is coming forward and saying one thing. It's like I feel forced to say something different than what they're saying, And so yes, I prefer Dr. Pepper over the Pibb extra crap. I have been playing and I'm starting to patronize Wizards on the Coast. I got a free set of dice from the people that I'm playing with and my party members. I don't know where the other ones went off to. Oh yeah, they're just right there. So I got a free set of dice. I might buy some blue ones, a full set of blue. But there we go, and I mostly use this 20-sided one. And I mean, if you've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for a while, then you know that most of the rolls that you do in the game, like this is the dice that's used the most often. Like if you if you're not a noob to the system, and no, not only that, if you've read Order of the Stick, you know that as well. So if you like that particular web comic, you'll be aware of that. So I think that it's actually a well written one that actually has a storyline that's worth following. By the way, it definitely has my thumbs up. I haven't read it in quite a while. I've been hanging back with it because I want them to actually finish it before I actually start reading it again. I want to actually I don't want to go through the weekly experience with it as far as that's concerned. I like being able to binge these things, and so I've been waiting on that to actually happen. But yeah, I started to play, and I've got 2 more handbooks on the way Amazon the other ones with other things, as expansions too. It uh on the way here. So, I am now a paying customer of the Dungeons and Dragons community, and we play again in January. Guys, meet up twice a month, and I mean, I finally made good on my plan to actually do it, and my wizard is now level 4. So I have now executed and gotten something done, and I'm thrilled about it. But uh, so signing out here. To those that actually like me, and fuck you to the rest of the, yeah, the watchers. And I mean, I know, but and yes, I hear you. My video quality sucks. My sound quality sucks. Uh, that has been noted. If you would be kind enough so that I could add these to my Amazon wish list, go ahead, send me your Rex.